Chairman Rinaldi is scheduled to come over and give us a quick interview. Obviously, there's a lot going on in the state of Texas. What I really like is the chair is highly focused on the state of Texas. You had a lot of different questions. Matt, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Thanks for being with me today.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, let me turn you on. How about that? That might help. You've been on the job for just 3 months, and you've had quite a bit of experience traveling, and I understand that that's a lot of fun, but it's also really tiring.
It is.
I'd like to ask some different questions that you may not know the answer to. But first question is, Louis Gohmert, what the heck? What's he doing?
Oh, I mean, this is the best part of politics, is when you have filing and you have people shuffling around. If you remember when I remember at one point during the Kay Bailey Hutchinson Rick Perry primary, I think Ted Cruz was running for Attorney General too. So it'll be interesting to see how everything shuffles out.
Well, do you think he'll raise the $1 million? He wants to do that by the 19th to decide whether or not he's going to do AG or stick with Congress.
That's the wonderful thing about being chair of the party, is you don't get involved in primaries, so you get to just watch like a spectator.
Okay, but I mean, you're a conservative. You agree? I mean, Gohmert is I mean, he's stellar as far as Congress goes, and to lose him in Congress, it's kind of a tough blow. I realize his district's pretty heavily conservative, but still, the problem that we have here in Rockwall County is that everyone's a Republican because we're such a heavily Republican district. You heard the guy in the front row say Rhino, right? Yeah. And so that's our biggest problem. We've got a lot of Republicans because if you want to be elected to anything, you got to be a Republican. But conservatives are hard to find now.
They are. But Gohmert's district, I mean, those who are waiting in the wings are pretty good conservatives.
Okay.
You got like Matt Schaefer, who I founded the Freedom Caucus with. He was our first president.
Oh, wow.
Tremendous. One of the best people I knew in the House.
Yeah.
And he's somebody who's been mentioned. Brian Hughes, who had a stellar session.
Yeah, he did. Really good job.
Mentioned. So,
and they're both in the district, in the newly drawn district.
Gohmert's district has a lot of talent.
wait, okay. See what's interesting about this. I asked you the question. You played really coy, but based upon the new district, these guys are actually looking at it that they're in the district, so that's good. I mean, clearly this is woken a lot of people up. But a big surprise. Was it a surprise to you?
No.
You kind of knew it was coming.
I hadn't heard anything. I suspected, just by the way everything was playing out.
Wow. Well, so a lot of the platform of the legislative priorities came out of Rockwall. I will say that 32 of my platform positions went to the legislative priorities, the heartbeat bill, the constitutional carry. So, and I'm a proud Trump delegate. So it's nice to have a conservative chair. And so, a lot of changes are going on right now, and I think that the inconsistency going on, Allen West, obviously there's a big group of people running for governor. You've got to work with the governor, and yet the governor is not necessarily as popular as he once was. Ironically, I was his first campaign manager when he was running for district court judge in Houston. So I'm a friend. I like Judge Greg Abbott, but I've been frustrated with some of the decisions he's made. What do you think the governor's race is going to do when it's all meted out? Do you think that people are going to get back together and get behind Governor? I mean, if the Governor Abbott wins, or if we have a different candidate?
This happens in so many different races, and you know what happens? Republicans get behind the candidate who wins the primary,
right?
Because it's so much better than having a Democrat governor, and seeing what Democrats and Joe Biden has done to destroy this country in just a few short months. We can't bring that here, and we can't let it happen. And you know what? I think no matter who wins the gubernatorial primary, they're going to win the general election, especially in this year.
How long have you been a Republican? I mean, you grew up a Republican? You grew up in Texas?
No.
Where'd you grow up?
Connecticut.
Connecticut. When did you get to Texas?
I came.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
I graduated law school.
Okay.
So 2001.
And where did you go to law school?
Boston University.
Oh my gosh. So what did you come to Texas for? A job?
No, freedom.
Okay, good answer.
I didn't know a soul here, but I knew I did not want to live, start a family, and raise kids in the Northeast. You know, it was deep blue by then, and Texas was a beacon of freedom. And my dad actually is an Italian immigrant. He came over to America, and then he moved to Texas with me. So he had always said, you know, it was kind of like I look at Texas like, you know, I looked at America when we were living in Italy.
Yeah.
It's you know, it's a place where you can go and live free.
Yeah.
And that's why I moved there.
Well, so you've done a lot. You've been in the state house, and so obviously, big question: are you here to stay as our chair?
Yes.
For a while.
Yeah.
At least. Okay. And what?
Absolutely, I wouldn't have run otherwise.
All right, so I'm from Texas, born and raised, and have been a Republican, and I've never missed a state convention since turning 18. And I will tell you, one of the most astonishing things to me that's happened over the last 2 years is the Legislative Priorities Committee has been aggressive against some of the rhinos who are saying that they're Republicans, but they're going against our legislative priorities. That's extraordinary. That's never happened, by the way, in our state. We've never seen a state party be as active and involved.
Yeah.
And I think it's great. I mean, I'm saying this is a good thing. Are you going to continue that?
To answer your question, yes.
Okay.
I am going to continue it. Jill Glover's done a great job.
She is amazing.
Chair of the Legislative Priorities Committee.
Yeah.
I think it's important. And you know what? I think I have a leg up in terms of making those communications be effective at actually moving the needle, because I've been in the legislature. I know the personalities. I know, you know, the pressure points, what's going to work, you know, the carrot and the stick, and what works on certain people. I think I have a kind of inside view of it that will make us more effective in advocating for legislative priorities.
Well, Matt Rinaldi, chairman of the State Party of Texas, thank you so much for being here in Rockwall, and you're always welcome back. And this is the Bunker Bob Show. I'm sure you're not familiar with it, are you?
Oh, I've seen it before.
All right, very good. All right, you said the right thing. Thank you again. I appreciate it,
appreciate
Mr. Chairman. We'll see you next time. Well, that's, of course, Matt Rinaldi, the chairman of the Republican Party of Texas, who has really done a great job of helping Rockwallians, all of us, to understand what the priorities of our state party are, and that we're going to continue the pursuit that we have begun with the legislative priorities, and that is a key ingredient to winning the state and staying on top of everything. So hopefully we're going to continue that streak, and I hope that and the other thing that I want to say is the Republican Hispanic Club, great group of people. Want to try to support them and get the word out on what they're doing, because they're doing some great things.